the extra outs that he had,
He gets 3
that the Queen brought. Obviously, you won't be hearing from me again on EPT Live.
You never think about those split pot possibilities, though, really. You're thinking about winners and losers.
We should.
I always think split pots is like kind of the socialist poker game where everyone gets their money back at the end.
It's not what it's about, is it, really?
No. This is a game about capitalism.
Pocket 6 is that hand.
Making money by any means necessary.
6 on the board.
Good in a game, not really the best way to run a society. 50,000. Oh, I'm off the remit. And Daniel Matzia has 6 big blinds. 3M.
Chase and pass, Daniel pass.
But a very canny ability to get out of trouble.
Pass, small blind pass, big blind pass.
Well, that was an all-in under the gun there from Drenu Keller, who's sitting on around 500,000. Didn't find any action. We'll take those much-needed blinds and antes.
Yeah, that's interesting all-in from Matzia as well, because he's only got 3 more hands before the big blind, but he doesn't have any fold equity, and against Kitai's range, he's in horrible shape with an ace. He's actually, you know, you'd almost rather not have an ace in your hand if you are going to make that play in some ways. I don't know. Maybe he didn't have any choice. But if players are folding, like he did get a raise through with that size stack before, so if players are folding for 300,000, then maybe he should have waited. Anyway, this time he is going to be first into the pot.
Pass, Sebastian pass.
Will either of the blinds take him on? Yes. Davide Kitai will call. What about Drenu Keller? Nope. Here we go again. It's these two.
With Queen 10 and a pair of 10s for Davide.
Daniel Matzia.
Queen 10, pair of 10s for Kitai.
Well, real trouble for Matzia now. Just the 1 over card, just under 30%, something like that.
Daniel in with Queen 10.
Not perhaps quite as bad as it seems, but still pretty bad. Got to find a lady.
That counts. 9, check, 9.
Some straight out.
Daniel
What a horrible flop for Davide. That's really, really cruel.
Or a queen.
Great for Matzia, though.
8 or a king for the straight. A queen for a pair.
On the turn is no help for him.
Just needs
8
to dodge.
king or queen. Let's see the last card.
Those 3 outs.
It's an 8.
Oh, my life. The Italians go crazy.
This player has got more lives than a cat.
He's got more lives than a bushel full of cats, James.
That river card saves him every time.
Well, once that flop comes down, it's actually a pretty close situation because he's got 11 outs. Not quite that many. He's got 10 outs. But what a flop to find when you've got Queen 10 against a pair of 10s. Unbelievable river card.
The Italians' reaction was incredible. The 8 hits. You can see the shadow of Daniela punching the air.
Do you know the only thing about Italians? You wish they'd express themselves a bit.
Yes.
You know, what are they really feeling? That's what you think, isn't it, when you see them?
I love the fact that one of the guys in the crowd was on a mobile phone because he's telling someone back home. And the river card is an 8!
He doesn't need to do that, does he? He just needs to hold up the phone and they'll know instantly what the outcome is. Well, very disappointing. Let's not forget the other side to this coin. Very disappointing for Davide Kitai. And we'll see how he felt about it when that hit.
You had 6-4 on my I'm not taking any of his
Absolutely thrilled, isn't he?
Well, the thing is, that's his generic expression. He always looks like that, whether he's won or lost a hand.
Actually, do you know what? I was down on the tournament floor when he had the Ace-King 7's hand.
Yeah.
And I couldn't see whose hand was whose. I could only see the back. And I thought he was out from his reaction. Because he kind of did the same look, sort of wandered round the table to shake Matzia's hand. I thought, oh, he's out.
And is going to race.
But yeah, a real reason to be disappointed there. I mean, he's got his money in good and every chance to knock a player out and be the chip leader. He's still pretty healthy though.
100,000.
In relation to the other players. He's got 1 million chips, Davide Kitai.
100,000.
Can I do that again?
Well, Rutenberg's thinking here, and these are our 2 chip leaders. potentially bumping heads if Sebastian plays this hand.
It was the minimum raise from Gavin, making it 100,000.
Yeah, interesting. The blinds are so big that we're talking to Negreanu about minimum raises and how useful they could be. And if you can get the job done by just doubling the big blind, as he's just done, why would you bet any more?
Precisely.
Looks bad.
And he shows the hand again, pocket tens. He does like to show a lot of the time.
I think he's great. Great value. His first ever EPT. 40 years old, which obviously, you know, in modern poker standards, that's an older player for the average that we see at EPT final tables. And he's enjoying the ride. I haven't got any favourites, James, but he is my favourite.
I think.
Jason Mercier's been very quiet for a while. On this hand, he's in the small blind.
Vincent pass, Sebastian pass.
Katai will be raising again, clearly. And he's got the right chips this time. Remember, the blues are 10,000 each.
You'd forgive him for staring a little bit extra long at them. It's the sunglasses. It's going to happen, isn't it?
Yeah.
Put on the extra thick sunglasses, you're going to have colour problems.
Race.
It's the old thing that you tell people when they start poker, though. Announce your raise verbally, and you're fine. It protects you. And you see, even at the top levels, as we're watching here, people get into problems with chips and action and that kind of thing.
Pass. And big blind pass.
For a moment there, I thought we were going to see another big hand between Mattia and Katai.
Yeah, he decides to let him have one, just for a change. Back-to-back suckouts for him, for Mattia. And he's still not particularly healthy. He's still a fifth place man.
Keller is the shortest stack, 561,000. And Vincent Gavin has become chip leader, by the way. Should have mentioned that. He's got up to 1.6 million now. Ruthenberg just behind at 1.5 million.
Sebastian pass.
I love the way he's playing. He's, you know, he's moving his chips when it's appropriate, and it's tough for players to know when he's got it and when he hasn't, because he's shown that he's prepared to bluff, and you know, he's playing against players with a lot more experience than him, and he's more than holding his own.
Jason pass. Small blind pass.
And that's a walk, which at this stage of the game is pretty nice.
Any pot one is a good pot.
They used to call those ground skinners. I have absolutely no idea why. Perhaps somebody could tell me.
Nuts at EPTLive.com.
I know why they call the best possible hand the nuts. Do you? You must have had that one over the
Is it something to do with taking, like gambling your wagon or something, and the nuts from the wheels would be kind of representing that?
It means that the hand's so good you'd bet everything, even the nuts from your wagon, I think. But it also, that explanation is also one of those explanations that could have been reverse engineered. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, did wagons have nuts in the old days? They'd have been dovetail jointed, wouldn't they, James?
Well, your knowledge of 19th century mechanical engineering is clearly much better than mine.
Oh, I'm an absolute top wagonist. One of the UK's premier wagonists. I also enjoy wagon wheels as a snack, so I like them from all angles.
And chase and race.
I always find they're a bit sickly, personally.
Race to 125,000.
I love them. In fact, I love a variety of confectionery, which I'll be mentioning during the broadcast.
Well, I said that Mercier had been quiet for a while, and here we see him raising to 125,000. And Mattia potentially with a big decision.
Well, again, it probably is for his stack. He could conceivably call and not be committed, but
pass.
Tough, because there's so much money in the middle. This is one of those torturous raises where, you know, a lot of the time Mercier is trying to pick up the blinds and antes, because that's just true a lot of the time when these players open. And what you want to happen when that happens, you want fold, 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 as opposed to think, fold, move on to the next guy, think.